No, sit over there with him. We're just going to have a hearing. We'll play that one out.
When I asked her where she lives, she told me on the sidewalk, currently unemployed, and she still has 800 hours of community service. And her response to me was, "I'm a prophet of the Lord, and I curse you and your entire family."
Say that again. You cursed. You submitted.
Take the next.
Hold on. When I speak, don't be. We learned that when we were in kindergarten.
This is Amber Freeman, prophet of the Lord, curser of her probation officer's family, and overall miscreant. She's been on probation several years, with 10 years hanging over her head, and she's done exactly 0 of what she's been ordered. Judge Stevens doesn't like it when his probationers curse his officers' families, and he doesn't like it when he has to struggle to maintain courtroom decorum. Following that, I have a motion to revoke probation for a young buck who might have just soiled himself.
Hereby found guilty and sentenced hereby to life imprisonment.
What's wrong, words?
Are you Amber Freeman?
Yes, sir.
In cause number 22-39635, you were here with your attorney, Mr. Busler, and the state's attorney. Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand. This is styled a first amended motion to revoke probation. However, there was a state's first amended motion to revoke probation filed July of 2022 in this cause number. And in that matter, it was held in abeyance by this court. So then I believe this first amended motion to revoke probation dated 9/29 is actually a second amended. Any objection to correcting that?
No, that'll be good.
That's what's on the jacket as well.
Okay.
Without objection then?
Correct.
It's corrected. 2 seconds. Yes, without objection. Second amended revoking. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
In summary, ma'am, this second amended motion to revoke probation states, and this was filed on September 29th of this year, a little over a month ago. And this states that on May 16th of 2022, you were sentenced to 10 years in prison, and that was suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 10 years for the second-degree felony of robbery. Is all of that true?
Yeah, I didn't. Can you repeat that just one more time, and I would probably will ask again.
Sit over there.
Okay.
There's nothing better I can do than articulate in the English language. And just go sit over there with him. And we're just going to have a hearing. We'll play that one out. I see what's happening here.
Where do you want her to go?
She's going to sit right there with her attorney. All right. State may call your first witness.
Your Honor, state of call, Shakita Cole. Come on up, please.
Raise your right hand, man. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear her all right?
Yes.
But you're standing 3 feet from me and you couldn't understand my English language?
I'm trying to calm down and shaking.
Have you ever had a mental impairment that was evaluated?
No, I overcame that at the state P unit.
So you've never been evaluated with a mental health impairment?
Well, I went to the state P special needs for.
Okay, so that's yes. The
Yes.
substance abuse punishment
I
facility?
overcame how to deal with my things.
All right. Go ahead.
Please state your name for the record.
Shakita Cole,
And Ms. Cole, where do you currently work at?
Jackson County probation.
And as part of your duties, you supervise individuals that are plead guilty here in court and are placed on probation here in Jefferson County.
That's correct.
Okay. And are you familiar with an individual by the name of Amber Freeman?
Yes, sir.
And are you the supervising officer for Ms. Freeman?
Yes, sir.
And did she, in fact, plead guilty on the May 16th, 2022 for the offense of robbery and received 10 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice that was probated for 10 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you see Ms. Freeman here in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
And can you please point to her and describe what she's wearing?
She's sitting at that table in the orange jumpsuit.
Your Honor, I'd ask that the record reflect the witness to identify the defendant.
Yes, it will.
And Ms. Cole, as part of her probation, was Ms. Freeman given a community supervision order that she signed off on that contains all the conditions of her probation?
Yes, sir.
And is there one of those conditions, condition 5, is that required that she permit her community supervision officer to visit her at her home or elsewhere without restriction?
Yes, sir.
And did she do that?
No, sir.
And how did she fail to comply with that?
She was not able to give us a current address. She was considered homeless. When I asked her where she lived, she told me on the sidewalk in front of the probation officer.
And also, as part of those conditions, condition number 6, does it require that she work faithfully at suitable employment and attend educational programs and/or perform community service restitution for a total of not less than 40 hours weekly?
Yes, sir.
And did she comply with that?
No, sir.
And how did she not comply with that?
She's currently unemployed and she still has 800 hours of community service.
And how many originally was she required to do?
800.
Okay, so she's completed none of those?
Correct.
It also is a requirement of her probation, condition 14. She required that she dress appropriately and conduct herself in a professional and courteous manner at all times, especially when interacting with court officers and staff and community supervision officers and staff, law enforcement officers and attorneys.
That's correct.
And did she comply with that?
No, sir.
How did she fail to comply with it?
On June 5th, during a treatment meeting, I was explaining to Ms. Freeman that she was court ordered for a mental health assessment, and her response to me was, "I'm a prophet of the Lord, and I curse you and your entire family."
Say that again.
She said, "I'm a prophet of the Lord, and I curse you and your entire family."
You said that, did you? You cursed. You submitted.
Take the medicine with the
All right, hold on. When I speak,
Yes.
don't be. We learned that when we were in kindergarten. Don't speak over somebody else. Okay, let me speak, and I can complete it. Are you going to follow the courteous rules that we learned as when we were 5 years old? Will you follow that rule?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. You heard what she said. That you cursed. But I placed. All right. You're going to interrupt me again. I mean, it just doesn't cease with you, does it? All right. All right. That's it. All right. Yeah. Do your best to just maintain just the basic decorum and proper behavior that we learned when we were children. Please. Thank you. Go ahead. Ask your next question. And you may complete your question.
And what did she say to you at that time?
She said, "I am a prophet of the Lord, and I curse you and your entire family." I explained to her that that can be taken as a threat and not to say that. And she repeated it over and over again. So we concluded the meeting.
Okay. And also, as part of her probation requirements, condition 30 requires that she pay restitution as determined by the district attorney to the victims of the offense and compensate for any property damage, monetary loss, or medical expenses sustained as a direct result of the commission of the offense. Has she complied with condition 30 there?
No, sir. She still has a $15 balance.
Okay. And if $15, how much has she paid towards it?
0.
Okay. And also, condition 35, was she required to pay the amounts shown in the manner set out, $500 fine, reimbursement supervision fee of $60 a month, and Crime Stoppers $50, and also a post-sentence investigation fee of $500 and urinalysis of $15 a month? Has she complied with that?
No, sir.
Okay. And how much does she currently, is she behind with regard to the fines and fees?
As of today's date, she's behind $4,250. She has a total balance of $11,260.
And how much has she paid?
0.
Since being on probation or being 3 years and going on 3.5 years. Which one?
Correct.
Do you know what kind of income she receives?
I'm not aware of any income that she receives. We were never given any proof of income for anything.
Was that requested of the defense?
I took over her case about mid-August. So,
Did you?
yes, sir. Going back over the notes, no, nothing was requested because it's always been she's unemployed.
Go ahead.
There's also a modification or special amendment for relapse of the SafeP program.
Yes, sir.
So what happened there?
She completed the unit placement. She completed the SafeP residential aftercare, but she was only able to complete a little less than a month of the SafeP outpatient aftercare. So that unsuccessfully discharged her from the SafeP continuum of care.
Why?
Because of the outbursts at the meetings that when she was attending, she wasn't, she was disruptive to the meetings, and that TTM that we had on June 5th was a direct result.
TTM.
Treatment team meeting, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
The treatment team meeting that we had on June 5th was to discuss her seeking mental health because the counselor at the spindle top, ATAR, saw the same things that we did and that she was ordered for the mental health, but she told us that she was not going to do that. So they had to unsuccessfully discharge her.
So how would you describe her generally, her performance on probation?
Ms. Freeman reported like she's supposed to, but the biggest thing is being respectful of your peers, being respectful of the staff. And because she was not able to do that during the SafeP outpatient aftercare, that was the biggest problem, the behavior outside of the probation office. In the probation office, she was never a problem, but it's been a problem with her completing the SafeP continuums twice, and that's about it.
That's a witness, Your Honor.
Hold on. I'm looking at this. We're talking about this motion to revoke probation, amended motion, and it was a first. I changed it to the second. It was dated September 29th, 2025, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I must have missed something there. What about, can we go over, because I was trying to go through this file. What was it on number one, failing to permit the probation office to visit her home or elsewhere without restriction? What did you say about that?
She never provided us the address. She told us that she lived on the sidewalk outside the Salvation Army.
All right. Two, failed to work faithfully at suitable employment and provide verification of such. Your answer to that one.
She hasn't been employed. She already reported any employment.
What attempts has she made to become employed since being placed on probation for 3.5 years?
As far as I can recollect, none, since I've been over her payroll since about August. Before then, I really couldn't answer to that.
And then three, failing to dress properly and conduct a courteous manner. Was that what we were talking about here in this outburst that she made?
Yes, sir.
When was that again?
That was on June 5th, 2025.
Since then, how many meetings have you had with her?
I've only met with Ms. Freeman once at the jail, and when we've come to court, I haven't had any other interaction.
And at jail, what was discussed with her then?
That we didn't have any other options other than to go for revocation because she's already been to the same unit once.
What was being done to try to help with community service hours, if anything? Was that ever?
Usually when they're in the same continuum, we hold the community service in abeyance. We only use it as a form if they're missing groups or missing Alcoholics Anonymous or Drug Anonymous. We will tell them they have to commit so many hours of community service, but usually we just hold it in abeyance until they're done with the continues.
Okay. So she's been off probation since May 16th of 2022. How many community service hours has she performed and completed?
0 at this time.
And how much opportunity, without being in the SafeP placement, how much opportunity was she given to perform community service hours during this period on her probation for 3.5 years?
They can perform community service at any time. When they're initially put on probation, we go over those conditions and we give them the community service representative. We give them her information at the office to call. They can do community service anywhere as long as it's approved by our office. So she's had plenty of free time to do that. And I can't speak to why the other officer didn't have her do any, but she has had plenty of time to do so since she's been unemployed.
And on your watch, when did you take over?
About August.
So this year. How much, since August, that you were directly supervising her, how much opportunity did she have for community service hours acquirement?
She hasn't had any, outside of giving her report dates, there was no way to contact Ms. Freeman until she actually came to the office. We didn't have any point of contact unless she contacted us from any phone number that she could.
Well, what about that? I don't see anything about failing to report and communicate with the probation office as required. None of that was alleged.
Because she made her actual report dates, we couldn't allege that. She showed up for all her reports.
Okay, during those times,
Yeah.
what about the discussion on community service hours and other requirements?
Because when I took over her case, we were already at the point where she was disputing the mental health. I was not going to make her do the community service because I was more concentrated on her getting the mental health treatment. So that wasn't something that I was going to enforce.
All right, on the mental health treatment, let's go back with that.
Yes, sir.
On that one, what was done to try to complete the substance of this safety as directed and this special condition for relapse safety that was filed in June of 24? What did she do or fail to do to accomplish those requirements? Because it seems like maybe that's the biggest thing here. Right?
Yes, sir. She actually went to Spindletop for an intake. When they went to get her to do her intake, she was not there. I called and verified all this information with the intake. She left and she did not submit to it. When I tried to speak with her about that on June 5th, that's when she told me she was refusing mental health treatment and we could not force her in the state of Texas to take medication. But I just wanted her to have an assessment for her own well-being at that time. So,
Okay. Anything else, Mr.
No, Your Honor, I pass it.
Defense, Mr.
Judge, I have a lot of questions. I will say this, you have, in your questioning this lady, have brought up most of the points that I would make. I can go into further detail with it, but
Whatever you wish to do.
I think the court would probably be satisfied if I just summarize on her behalf, which I think you've covered. You've covered most everything. If you don't mind,
Go ahead.
and making a statement in that regard.
Yes, sir.
This lady was placed on probation for really a pretty minor offense. Basically, she bumped a clerk stealing a bottle of wine out of his convenience store.
But somehow, it
It went to the offense of robbery.
okay, it was indicted as a second-degree felony robbery,
Right.
which is classified as a violent crime,
Right.
a serious violent crime in
Right.
Texas.
She was placed on probation in 2022. She was ordered to safety. She successfully completed safety. She successfully completed the outpatient portion of safety. She has reported just like she's supposed to report, even though she's been homeless all of this period of time. She's not been given an opportunity really to pay fees or pay community service because they've held it in abeyance and haven't even required her to do that.
I'm not as worried about that.
Most of the time, she just hadn't been able to do that. This lady needs help. She has successfully licked her addiction. She doesn't feel that she needs mental health treatment, but she does want to continue on probation and be supervised by the probation department. This lady has stated that she's only been a probation officer here for a couple of months, only met with her one time. Everything else is what she's reading in her reports. But she does say that this defendant has caused no problems whatsoever at the probation office, reporting as she should, doing everything that she should. The biggest problem was not being respectful in this one instance at Spindletop sentence. Rather than go into more detail, I would request the court to continue her on probation, let her be supervised with whatever restrictions the court feels appropriate.
All right. In all due respect, the court disagrees with that analysis, but you're going to represent your client vigorously, which is what you should do. The refusing to provide any address and saying, I sleep outside the Salvation Army. I'm on the Salvation Army board. I mean, I know how that works, and we take people in. We just don't let them sleep out on the street out in front there. We take that in, and if they need to use that as an address, they can. But she's not living it. For whatever reason, she's elected not to do this. This statement about the interaction with the probation office and then the childish response about I'm placing a curse on you, it is disrespectful and has no place in an interaction when we're trying to help people. We have a 93% success rate on probation. We hate a failure. We hate it because we take great pride in our county being far superior to the national average of 70%. Because we are responsible, and the probation office is dedicated to success, not failure. Her outbursts and defiance following the SAFE-P, and which resulted in the SAFE-P aftercare program failure and refusing mental health treatment. Those are all her choices that are outbursts that sound like they're made by a child, not an adult. There is sufficient evidence supporting this second amended motion to revoke probation, to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, as this court is tentatively going to find, number one, she violated one, failing to permit the probation office to visit with her at home or elsewhere without restriction. In her statement that she doesn't have any place. She just sleeps out in the street. 3, failing to conduct herself in a courteous and professional manner at all times by her outbursts and statements that she was placing a curse on the probation officer doing her job. Community service hours, 0 has been performed, and she's been on probation here since May of 2022. And it's not the probation's fault, but I find the defendant's fault for not performing with her obligation. And then maybe most importantly, number 7, she has failed to successfully complete the substance abuse felony punishment program as directed in violation of the modification of special condition for relapse SAFE-P, which was filed and this court heard and ordered on June of 2024. Each of those, there's only one reason that's required. I have just stated 1, 2, 3, 4 violations in violations of allegations 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, and 7. 4. So the court is making those tentative determinations, because what I'm going to order before I finalize this is for her to have an evaluation with Dr. Ed Griffon. I think she said enough for this court to be concerned about her mental health and stability. And I want a licensed psychiatrist to make that medical determination before this court takes the next step. That will be ordered, and I will ask Dr. Griffon to evaluate the defendant. Then we will come back and pick up where this left off. Okay, that is all. Thank you. Colton Faulk, that's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
19-31683. You are here with Ms. Manaldi, your attorney and the state's attorney. There is a motion to revoke probation that was filed in June of 2025, and it alleges 8, not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 8 allegations of violations of probation. It only takes 1 for the court to revoke your probation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what are we going to do?
And Judge,
Do we want a hearing on this? Is that what we're doing?
he's going to voluntarily plead true, but we have,
All right.
us and the state have come to some sort of an agreement.
Some sort of an
obviously pending what you decide.
I think probation's recommending one thing, Your Honor. We just want to kind of put it to the court. I think he was going to plead true to him and then see what the court feels
All
on
right.
that.
Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Judge.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make during this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, sir. And if there's any statement that is required or asked of you, if you need to bounce it off your attorney as far as advice, let me know and you're free. I'll turn it, the noisemaker on so y'all can talk. Yes. All right, in summary.
Yes,
We have
Judge.
to proceed in summary. In summary, this states that on February 10th, 2020, in this court, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the first-degree felony of aggravated robbery. Is that true? Yes, sir. I seldom do that. All right. Number one, this allegation states that you committed the offense of criminal mischief on or about February 5th, 2025 in Orange County, Texas, in violation of condition 1 of your probation order. That condition states don't commit another offense. Is that true or untrue? It's true. 2 states that you committed the offense of criminal mischief on or about February 6th. It's the next day. I wonder if that was like a night that turned over into the early morning. And is that right? Or
Yes, sir.
was this one day you did it, you went back home to sleep, the next day you
It
got
was all
up?
the same night. It was just
Okay.
reported to.
This states on or about February 6th, 2025 in Orange County, Texas, you committed the offense of criminal mischief in violation of your probation order, condition 1. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
3, this alleges that you committed the offense of assault family violence on or about March 29th, 2025 in Orange County, Texas, in violation of condition 1 of your probation order, which would have been, looks like a month, almost 2 months after these first incidents. Is that true or untrue?
It's true.
4, you provided a urine sample on or about May 6, 2025, and this may explain a lot, which showed the presence of cocaine and methamphetamine in violation of condition 10 of your probation order, which states that you shall, not only is it illegal, but 10 states don't use or possess any drug without proper prescription. Is that true?
It's true.
5, you failed to provide verification performing community service hours as directed by the court. How many had he acquired as of, the filing of the motion since February 10th of 2020? This was filed.
Yes, sir.
Well, you were on probation for 5 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Over 5 years. Oh, well, 5, looks like 5.5 years.
He acquired 117 hours, sir, with us, but he also was on probation in Orange. While he's on probation in Orange, he was also working some hours there. And we still haven't got all those hours transferred to us that he's working in Orange.
So we don't know what the total is.
Yeah, so we don't know the exact total until we get.
All right. You want to skip that one, maybe, since we're not certain? 6, you were at a location other than your residence at approximately 12:30 a.m. on or about March 29, 2025, in violation of your curfew order in condition 18 of your deferred or unadjudicated probation. That would have been where the assault family violence occurs. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And then we'll spend the 8, it is alleged you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office by mailing in reports or online for the months of September, November, and December 2024 in violation of condition 4 of your special amendment filed on September 16, 2021, which I guess instead of actually reporting in person, you were required to mail in the reports. Is that right?
It was by my phone, yes, sir.
Or it was a courtesy that we give
Yes,
to
sir.
people actually who we feel are doing well, but this didn't last long before you weren't on probation long before this, maybe less than 2 years before it was changed, which I guess he was doing well at first.
Yes, sir. He was doing well at first. He ended up transferring out to Louisiana when I first got him, sir. I got him in October, and he was on Louisiana working, doing fine. He was reporting. He was doing everything they need to do. He really didn't run into problems until the beginning of this year.
What does the probation office feel like was the root of the problems?
I think the root of the problem was his relationship at the time. He was married, and he started going through a divorce during that time. And that's when he went downhill. So.
Well, we're not going to blame it on a girl.
No, Judge, but she is not an innocent party by any means.
Okay.
I think from the report, Your Honor, it does seem that there was kind of a toxic pride.
Sir?
It's kind of a toxic relationship there between both of these individuals that were obviously he.
Was she on any kind of supervision?
Yes, sir.
Where from?
Hardin County and Richmond. Hardin County and
What happened to her? Did she get revoked or anything? Was there a motion or anything? Okay. What is she on probation for? Drugs?
She's got like 13 felonies.
Sir?
She's got like 13 felonies. I don't believe any drug charges, but
Wait. What's your relationship with this person?
my life.
Yeah, hold on.
Ex-wife.
Hold on.
Ex-wife. We're
Yeah,
going
you-
through divorce.
They
Okay.
are no longer
You don't,
together.
you're married to her. You don't know what she's on probation for?
I can't list them specifically. It's basically unauthorized use, credit card abuse, and it's basically credit card stuff. And then there was unauthorized use.
Can you tell me what you believe was the root of all of that? There's always a root when you have multiple
Her problem was drugs.
Okay. What about you? Is that your problem?
Not anymore. So
No. Was it?
I
There's the presence of cocaine here in May this year, and methamphetamine. I'm sorry, cocaine and amphetamine. That's what this alleges.
Originally, he went to safety when he first got sentenced, and he completed
Which was when?
Yeah,
2020.
2020.
Didn't you learn something from that program? You passed.
And he stayed clean for 4.5, almost 5 full years.
Hold on. He was on probation in 2020. When did you get out of safety?
I got out, I believe, August of 21.
Okay, so he's showing up in less than 4 years, testing positive for amphetamine and cocaine. No, it's not a temporary pass. You don't pass temporarily. You're supposed to pass forever. You get it behind you and move on. You made a mistake, you foul up, you fix it. You don't touch the stove again. We know what happens. You're not just touching the stove, you're embracing the hot stove. You're going to get burned all over. I'm using that as an example, but these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate violations of probation. And then this 8th one, failing to report. Is that true? As we discussed.
It is true, yes, sir.
Are you pleading true to these
I am.
voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and because they are true as they are alleged?
Yes, sir. They are.
Do you understand that a knowing and voluntary plea is proof of one or more violations of probation? That's all it takes to grant a motion to revoke probation. Your probation can now be revoked. You're on deferred or unadjudicated probation for a first-degree felony or aggravated crime, which, of course, if it's sentenced, it's aggravated, which means a deadly weapon must have been used in connection. No, it wasn't. It's aggravated because it was the robbery of a person over 65 years of age. So it wasn't a deadly weapon, but it's still an aggravated robbery. Your probation can be revoked. You can be found guilty and sentenced up to life in prison. No less than 5, no more than life in prison. 99 years of life. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true nonetheless?
I'm aware of that, and it's still true nonetheless.
I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. Okay. Who wants to start on what should be done? I'll let the state open and close. They got the burden.
Your Honor, I've spoken with probation, and I believe it's their recommendation that he would be continued. I think they felt like he's done well on probation as far as completing the safety. However, with going through this divorce, he obviously fell flat on his face. I believe probation is the recommendation that he receive, get JCDI be added, and then he also, what else? And anger management.
What happens in these cases? They're still pending?
They're still pending right now, but there is, I think, arrangements to have, at least for the criminal mischiefs, for those to be paid and then dismissed with proper restitution payment. And then the assault family violence one strings from the whole issues with the ex-wife and drugs surrounding that. So I don't know if that one will be dismissed. It was my understanding that she was supposed to go sign a non-prosecution affidavit. I don't believe that has happened, but
What do y'all know?
Currently, he has a detainer for Orange County to go back and face that case for the family violence.
Do you have a probable cause on that? Let me see. That event is looking at something from Grid City Police. What's the response from the wife in this? I mean, it says that she was dragged on the concrete and then suffered a burst eardrum. Is that? I mean, those are all serious things.
Yes, sir. I tried to contact her a couple of times, haven't been successful in that. So.
Why do you think? I mean, you think she's avoiding talking to you and responding? What about from the probation office? Have y'all tried to talk to the alleged victim?
I know her probation officer in Jefferson County has reached out to her, but I'm not sure if they contacted her.
What's she on probation for?
I'm not sure what she's on probation for in Jefferson County. So.
Did you find out quickly? Please. Will we find out what she's on probation for in Jefferson County?
what's her name?
What's her name?
Angela Paul.
It's probably Noyola.
Noyola.
I believe so. It's her maiden name. That's what she was whenever she was.
N-O-Y-O-L-A.
OLA.
N-O-Y what?
O-L-A. Angela.
Yes.
Life imprisonment. My goodness. I don't know what it would take. I mean, it certainly would deter me from, it only takes one. You've admitted to 6 violations.
Her date of birth, 1982.
It is.
He's on probation out of this court for fraudulent use of identifying information. She was placed on probation December of 2023. Let me see.
Is there a motion to revoke probation pending on that? Nothing was filed?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
And then, Judge, that also doesn't include what she's on probation for in Hardin County. Hardin County, we don't have an electronic system to be able to access those records.
All right, let's get to the bottom of it. Then what should we do? There's no agreement, right?
There's a recommendation
I've
for
never seen a
probation.
agreement.
There's no written agreement, Your Honor. We just wanted to
Shaking of the hands.
and put that before the court. As
Go
far
ahead.
as what-
And what do y'all
Judge,
together want to say?
we're, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, we are recommending and requesting that he be put back on his deferred adjudication so that he can be part of that successful 93% in this county. He is aware of the issues that came about earlier this year. He knows how to fix them. He knows who and what to stay away from to continue to be successful on that probation, and reinstating that probation to have that supervision of him with the added anger management and then the Jefferson County drug impact supervision. Probation at least believes that that will be sufficient to ensure that he is successful for the remainder of that deferred probation.
State, anything else?
No, Your Honor. I believe again, probation knows better than I do these individuals.
Anything you want to say, sir? Anything you want to add?
Just the fact that the state's even willing to allow me to do that, I really appreciate that. And I want to prove it to not just myself, but I want to prove it to the 93%. I'd like to be a part of that.
All right. Anything else?
No, Judge.
Okay. The court's going to find that there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation filed on June 27th, 2025, to grant the motion by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, as the court finds that allegations 1, committing the offense of criminal mischief, 2, on February 5th, and 6th, 3, committing the offense of assault family violence, 4, providing urine sample which show the positive readings of cocaine and amphetamines, and 6, at a location other than your residence, at approximately 12:30 a.m. on or about March 29th, 2025. And finally, A, failing to report to Jefferson County Probation Office by mail or online as directed by the court in its special amendment filed on September 16th, 2021. These are 1, 2, 3 allegations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. And those are 6 violations. And that is enough to grant this motion to revoke your probation. You are hereby found guilty and sentenced hereby to life imprisonment. Do you see what could happen?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't that sink in and just hit you like a bullet between the eyes?
Having one of the chest. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You want a chair to sit on or anything to relax? I could find that. I could make that determination. Court, however, is going to give you one more try at this, fix this. Even though your probation could be revoked, you could be sentenced up to life imprisonment. I'm going to follow the recommendations made by the parties and the probation office, and you're going to continue on probation. There will be some modifications here. Number one, don't commit any more violations of probation. You've run out of chances. Number two, you will complete an anger management program and a drug impact. You called it drug impact, but that's not what it is. What is it actually called that we're looking at?
It's the Jefferson County Drug Intervention Program.
Intervention program. Drug intervention program. That will be supervised by the probation office. You need to successfully complete those as soon as possible. They will be added to your terms and conditions of probation. But there you go. You don't want the sound of what you heard being repeated for real. And you're married to this person still?
I'm honestly not sure the divorce is through yet. I'm not about to be. I will serve divorce papers when I was in Orange County in March.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen in your absence.
I'm not really sure how it works, honestly.
Yeah,
I know it's been filed.
I think you have to be a party. You have to accept that somehow. But both of you are in jail, right?
No,
She's not in jail.
I don't believe so.
I sign this order of maintenance of probation. You will be viewed, and you and the probation office must assign it if you want to agree to it. Make sure you follow the terms on this all the way. Please fix this mess. Do better. But failure is not an option here. It's something that's catastrophic you don't want to think about. So fix it. You're charged with a most serious offense on this aggravated robbery, which was a bad thing to begin with, which this disabled veteran who was 71 years of age was assaulted at the bank when he was trying to take out some money at the kiosk. And that wasn't a good thing to do. You don't have room for errors here. Okay? Anything you want to add? Is there anything unclear about what's happened today?
Yes.
Defense, state?
No, state.
We're in recess on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.